The way this works is, this is the home tab. The home tab shows all the upcoming rides of that particular society. Now, here is a society. A society does not have to be a multi-storied building complex. It could be Mayur Vihar Phase 1 Pocket 4 RWA. It could also be a hamlet neighborhood in Bareilly. On the home tab, the first thing is, here is a sustainability logo, which if we click, it shows the details of the carbon offset that has resulted from the actions of a particular user. So there is this home tab, and then there is this search ride tab, the post ride tab, and the profile tab. The profile tab, here is this particular user, Rahul Verma, who lives in Mayur Vihar Phase 1. There are a whole lot of action buttons, some of which we'll be discussing. The way a person posts a ride is, the from could be his society location, although he could change it, and the destination is what he is going to enter. By clicking on it, the map loads with his own society centered. This is a map of Delhi Noida area, and here is his own society. All over the map there are these large number of these green markers, which are basically likely destinations. These are hundreds of points over the entire region, which could be likely destinations for someone from the NCR. So, say this person wishes to go to a particular location in Delhi. Say he wants to go to the Rajiv Chowk metro station. He could also actually choose a location from by typing it down, like he could say or any other thing. He could select it from there itself, or he could choose a location from the map. Now, as in this case, we've chosen the Rajiv Chowk metro station. As soon as he's done that, the routes to that particular location have already loaded the route choices. Now, say he wants to put this ride tomorrow at, say, 5 o'clock. PM. So tomorrow at 5 PM he is posting a ride to Rajiv Chowk metro station. The routes that are the most recommended is already selected. He could see the route on the map itself.
Loading.
This is the third route that was suggested for going to Rajiv Chowk. So let's say he chooses this particular route. He could also choose a recurring ride. Suppose he's an office goer, he could be making a particular trip every day of the week, or if he's a doctor, he visits a particular chamber, on particular days of the week. He could choose such recurring rides. He could also ask to confirm 24 hours before after a recurring ride, because sometimes he may not be sure he's making a ride. And then there are these preferences where he could choose, suppose it's a woman driver, she could choose that she only offers rides to women, and such preferences. He could also indicate that a return trip is likely. And then there is this fuel contribution section where the fuel contribution could be optional, could be expected, or could be not accepted, which is free. If it is optional or expected, the minimum is anywhere rupees 50 for any ride, but he could change it. Now, in this particular ride, we have a platform cap of 3 rupees per kilometer. Now, this is a 10.5 kilometer ride, so it is anyway less than 50 kilo. So 50 is what is there. He can't change this particular amount. If it was a long trip, 30-kilometer trip, he could probably change that particular amount. And then he could leave some additional instructions, including his phone number, because in this platform we don't expose anyone's phone number. But he could leave a phone number for coordination, for example.
Posting.
So he posts this particular ride. So he could also post this ride on the WhatsApp group of the society. So if we go now to the home tab, we should see that yes, trip to Rajiv Chowk, a trip to Rajiv Chowk metro on Monday at 5 p.m. in this particular car, and the amount, which is 50 rupees, has been set. Now, a user, let's take the point of view of a person who is seeking the rides from this particular society. He sees the upcoming rides and he requests a seat in this particular ride. So you could choose one or two seats.
Requesting.
So as soon as it does that, a ride request has got sent to the driver. And if I now go back to the driver's point of view, he, on his own posted rides,
Loading.
he would see that there is a ride that he has posted to Rajiv Chowk on August 3 at 5 p.m. and in which shows one pending and a pending request. So he looks at the view details and he sees that this is a ride and here is a request that is pending. So he could accept that particular request. If he accepts that request, a similar confirmation goes to the ride seeker that his request has been confirmed. And sure enough, if he goes to his My Booking section,
Loading.
he'll see that yes, a particular ride to Rajiv Chowk on August 3 at 5 p.m. has been confirmed. He could also look at
Loading.
more details of this particular ride. The way somebody searches a ride is, so say we know, let's look at the rides that are on, that are upcoming rides. So there is a ride to the University of Delhi on Monday at 8 a.m. Monday being the 3rd at 8 a.m. University of Delhi. Okay, so let's search for this particular ride. So the starting point is Mayur Vihar and he chooses a destination. Now, in this, what is very unique about this particular app is we don't necessarily match routes to the destination. It could be any point along the way. Now, let us say that to the University of Delhi, South Campus, he probably will go via let's say someone is looking for a ride to this particular point. So on the 3rd, at say 7:20 a.m. if one searches for a ride to INA Metro, and he gives him a ride flexibility of 1 hour, search flexibility you can give um, within 1 hour of the time that he is looking for, and he can give a distance flexibility. Now it could be 0.5 kilometer, it could be 1, it could be 2. So I'm putting it at 5 kilometers. I'm not too sure how close the route passes by. The ride seeker can also choose, female driver only. For example, she's a woman and she is looking for a female driver, and other options like that. And then he searches,
Searching.
and yes, so that ride did come up. It says that from Mayur Vihar to the University of Delhi, there is a ride at 8 a.m., which is 39 minutes later, and it passes within zero point 0.8 kilometers of where the point that he wishes to go. So he could request a seat. Now, before I come to this request a seat, I would like to talk about a particular setting. In the settings,
Loading.
a driver could set something called auto accept setting. Now, when one does set a auto accept setting with particular constraints like a particular tier level, or say even senior citizen, or things like that, a particular level of karma. So if these are the settings and he saves this setting as that he accepts auto
Saving.
accepts, then what happens is when somebody requests a seat, then it doesn't have to be approved by him, it is automatically accepted.
Requesting.
So here we see that it says that your ride was instantly approved. So when auto accept settings are on, a ride request sent by someone who is eligible is automatically accepted. And sure enough, if we go to the my bookings,
Loading.
it should show that there is a ride to the University of Delhi at on the August 3rd at 8 a.m. But he is going only to the INA Metro, the final point in University of Delhi South Campus. And so it's been auto accepted. Here is an example of how it gets auto accepted. Now, in the profile tab, this is basically how rides are posted. Rides are searched with flexibility in terms of distance, and they are searched along all points of the route, not just matching the destination. Now, here are certain things. Let's talk about the emergency tab. At any point in the route, in fact, it can be used even outside a route. Even if you're sitting at home, if you have an emergency, you could press this button and you could indicate the type of emergency that you're facing. Say you're feeling, I feel unsafe, and then you're given 30 seconds to make up your mind, because after this a whole lot of things will happen. The GPS coordinates of yours will be sent every few seconds to the server. Your audio recordings are being made and being put up to the server. And a select list of your neighbors are going to be informed about your emergency, including exactly where you are located and other details. And then we've also already seen
Loading.
my posted rides, which basically shows all the rides that you have posted, which are upcoming for you, so you can refer to them. And it also shows your bookings.
Loading.
Which are your bookings, rides that you're booked on. And then there is a trip history,
Loading.
which shows all the trips that you've made as a rider and as a
Loading.
driver. And
Loading.
you could actually review in this section. Only after the trip is over you could review. And this is how the review for the driver and the riders are different. And this is how you can review in the trip history. And then there is my
Loading.
ratings, is where you get to see anonymized information on your ratings, like how have you been rated by others as a rider,
Loading.
as a driver, and also your
Loading.
karma points. For every action that you do, whether you do positive or whether you no show, you will get a negative karma point. In that manner, your karma transactions are also indicated. In this particular case, this person has 200 karma points and he's a gold member. But the more rides that he offers to others, his karma points will go on increasing. And then there is the
Loading.
help, which is a very comprehensive help, which covers every aspect of using the software. This is a very comprehensive help. It is a very so we've discussed some of these things. So basically, the home tab is where all the upcoming rides are shown. As you can see now that the green bolt is showing, the green bolt indicates that this driver now has auto accept settings on, which indicates that anyone from this society seeing any one of these rides can just request and it will be accepted. The journey could just be 5 minutes away. And then you've seen how search rides are searched. Your start point could be different. It doesn't have to be the society. You could tap to change it. You could just choose any other location, as your start point. Let me just show you how diverse is the markers that we have worked on. This is our own IP. All this information is it is a layer on top of the map. For every major city of India, we have this kind of hundreds of points which are significant markers, destinations. So, so this is how the start point would be different, and we've seen how the search flexibility is used for time as well as in terms of destination. The filters, the various users of filters, and you've seen how rides are posted, uh, how recurring rides are posted, how you could see the various routes that are coming up. The route is important because since it matches along all points of the route, you should, as a driver, you should select the route correctly. And you've seen the recurring rides and various preferences regarding how a ride is posted, how a fuel contribution is accepted, and how the platform puts a cap on a very fair value of it works out to about 50% of the fuel cost. And then there is this profile tab, uh, which has various action buttons. I wanted to show you the notification.
Loading.
Basically, it shows all the notifications that you've received in terms of your ride being accepted or cancelled and stuff like that. You get FCM notifications also, but this is also coming directly from the database, even if you have ignored a particular FCM notification that has arrived on your phone. That is about all. Thank you so much.